Welcome to SoulWhat, a Soultopia production. Every Tuesday, Michelle and Roger Welch take a deep dive into the intriguing and proactive world of metaphysics, a world beyond our human perception. They'll talk to empaths, readers, and other guests from all walks of life to find out what's hiding under the surface, uncover the mysteries of our modern world, and reveal the answers you need to live a happy, healthier life. Now, here's your hosts, Michelle and Roger Welch.
Hello, how are y'all doing tonight?
Hey, doing good. What about it? Anything exciting?
Well, I'm glad to be here on SoulWhat tonight with Matt Stoker, our producer, and Roger.
Yes, and guys, just so you know, as we got here tonight and to the north, that way, which is that way, northwest actually, it was black skies, like you could tell the storms were moving in, and then about 5-10 minutes ago it just started thundering and lightning and raining. So if something weird happens, because we do have occasions that we've had internet outages
We're
due
not
to
gonna
the
have
rain,
that,
but
no.
just in case, you know that's what
We're all
happened.
good. It's also, it's still Mercury retrograde,
Still
I think.
Mercury retrograde.
So you know what? That just means it's going to be a great show because I love storms. So as long as, you know, our houses... Didn't something happen to your house, Matt, during one of a big tree or something?
It was more than a couple of years ago now. It was 2018 or 2019 when we had a big storm blow through. It knocked down a bunch of trees in the neighborhood, and my house was without power for about a week.
Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, it was pretty. Tried living with the dogs in a hotel for a while, which did not work out very well. I'll tell you that.
That's tough.
So I ended up taking them back to the house and just kind of. Luckily, it was around this time, or it was April.
Yeah.
And so it hadn't gotten too hot yet. So leaving the windows open, it stayed at like 70, maybe 80 in the house, but it never got too hot. So.
Yeah, not too bad.
No,
but still.
That's the price of living in a neighborhood with a bunch of trees, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice big trees, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I drove we had Tide this weekend, the International Divination event that we were all a part of, and I drove Jamie Elford, who actually helped us out a lot. She was here for about a week. Thank you, Jamie. She is safely back in Portland, and I drove her out to Plano, to where my kids went to school at a big local church here in where they went to private school. And I was thinking about the trees, how much they have grown up in Plano. That, you know, there used to there were no trees out there for a while in Frisco, and the trees have really grown. You'd be like, oh, I don't want to move out there because there just aren't any trees.
Oh, there was nothing out there.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. It was just farmland. Actually, when I moved here from after law school, we moved to Frankfurt. I moved to Frankfurt into an apartment, and it was farmland. There were very few trees, if any. So that was really, think about it. I mean, we're at basically near Frankfurt. We're here where this Carrollton / kind of Addison location is, and I mean, they're big trees here. You would never think about it, right? So Tide went our first big event. We have events here at the stores. We're used to smaller events, but bringing people in from all over the world. Went not all over the world, but we brought some people in. Yeah,
They were all over the U.S. We had some people from Canada and stuff.
Ethne and Jamie, her sister Jamie, are still in town. We've enjoyed the day with them today, but it was a successful first event. Everyone had a wonderful time, I believe, and we met some really great people. I think people enjoyed meeting up again and meeting new friends.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite part?
It being over. No.
That's the best
All
part.
right.
No, the fact that, I worry a lot. I would like things to go well. I do like things to, I act casual on here because I actually enjoy just I want things to go really well, but I worry. And so I take things on really personally. So I'm glad I'm going to be honest. I don't enjoy things like I should. I'm learning to do that a little bit more, and I did enjoy myself. But I look forward to all the video presentations. I look forward to, I didn't get to see Matt and Anna, and I really want to watch how I can improve being on a podcast. Matt, I really do. How'd you like it?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I mean, it was I enjoyed the event itself. I didn't get to experience as much of it as I maybe would have liked because I was also busy going around doing stuff.
Working.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Trying to make sure everything stayed plugged in and working, and I think for the most part it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was my first time speaking at anything like that. So it was quite an experience getting all that together and getting it ready and trying to get it down to time. I think the first time that we ran it through, we went about an hour and a half, so we had to shave quite a bit off. But it went well. Had some folks in there that were really excited about podcasting and asked a lot of great questions, and I hope I get a little follow-up from them. Not even necessarily to work, but it was just exciting to see people in there who were interested in doing this kind of thing, and I was hoping that I imparted a little enthusiasm to them as well as some good information to get them going. So,
I know you did. I heard positive feedback. We got feedback forms. We haven't been through all those, but I skimmed through them, and I know, and we will get those to you when we're going to take a little break of a week or so. But
I'm assuming Mary was in your class. She said his class was fantastic.
She was. It was nice.
So she really liked it.
We didn't even get to all the Q&A because we ran out of time. So
follow
any cues that need to be aid, let us know.
I like that. Cues that need to be aid. So we had some, fruit basket turnover. I don't know if that's the right word, but we had some shuffling around because the wonderful Carrie Paris and Nancy Hendrickson, there's Seance Speakeasy. Carrie didn't get in town. There's always one, right? And as Carrie put it, there's always one. And she said, and I always am like, I'm always like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not that one. Poor them. And this time it was her at the airport. A flight got canceled, so we had to shuffle around their speakeasy seance. And of course, or seance, speakeasy, whatever it was wonderful. And we shuffled that around. So everybody was so nice about being shuffled around, and they got to do their presentation. And so we'll be recording a few, I believe Jamie Elford's going to need to re-record hers. So a few will need to be maybe just hers re-recorded. Yeah. But other than that, things for a first event, I think we'll get feedback, but went really well, and people really enjoyed themselves. I think it was a kind of a reunion of sorts, and really had a delightful time.
Plus the disco.
Oh man, yeah, James Divine.
I like the disco.
Just and I think people, because I think we misspelled James Divine in the book. Now everybody thinks it's Divine. I think maybe he needs to stick with that. D-E Vine. So Divine. D-E. So but James Divine.
I don't think you ever even noticed it.
But now people are putting D-E-V-I-N-E. They don't know how to type, but it's Divine, D-I-V-I-N-E. But he did such a great job, and Madame Pamita came up with a lot of that, and he gave her so much credit for that. And so that will be repeated at Newt's, you guys. So I will tell you that Newt's will sell out. I know that it will, because
hurry and get your tickets today.
We're already signing up. This, as we were going through Tide, people were buying tickets, right?
They were, because especially we went and did a couple of live videos of the disco and some other things, and every time we did, it seemed like 2, 3, 4 tickets for Newt's sold.
Right. The disco was really fun. We really had a good time, and it really made me realize I need to start working out. I was very out of shape. I was like, okay. And there's a picture, if you go on, you guys join the Facebook group, the International Divination Event. And you didn't have to go to join that event. Just join it on Facebook, request to join, and look at all the fun pictures. And you can see the video. And there's a picture of Roger holding up my I had these disco silver hooker boots on, and you can that's what they look like. And you can he held up my leg. I was like, kicked my leg up being silly, and then whoever's taking the picture kept taking it. I was like, the last one was like me going like this. I was like, I can't hold my leg any longer. It's like I realized how out of shape I was, but we had a blast. So he would play a song, and you'd have to kind of go, what song is this? And then you figured out the song. Then you'd go, what card does this apply to? And it really was fun. And I love trivia like that too. And then you're dancing at the same time. We had a blast. So that was great. Everything, everybody was really, really prepared, right?
It was good.
It was good.
It was a good time.
So we are doing that at Newt's. So James Devine and Mattapamita will do that at Newt's. And Newt's is the Northwest Tarot Symposium in Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. Yes.
My brain.
So from here, we will actually fly into Portland, Oregon.
Portland, what? And
That's,
so
because you actually have, and I didn't realize it, and James the one who told me, because you have Portland where the airport is. So it's like, I guess a river or something runs through there. One side's actually Portland, and the other side's Vancouver.
And I was like, Vancouver,
Washington.
Canada?
Washington.
Like, I don't know my. And I always go, is it geometry or geography? Geography. I don't know either one of those either.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that close in, and it's not, Portland's not really up on the coast. There's like a band of, I guess, forest between Portland and the coast.
Yeah, so we
Because
need
I was
to
like,
learn
I'm gonna
our
take a day
geography,
and we'll
don't we?
take a day and run over to the coast so I can see the coast on that side.
Like we have time.
I was gonna make time.
Matt, you should go with us.
That sounds like fun. I'd love to try.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so anything else about Tide we want to bring up? Or are we ready to?
Oh, we had great vendors and they had a
Oh,
blast
for
too.
sure.
Yeah, I was gonna actually mention that the vendor area was really cool. I bought some stuff there. Lots of really neat, unique things there.
I liked the variety.
Yeah,
Lizzie spent more than she made.
Well, don't we always?
I mean, it's like
you know.
she bought like the little glass jars to put her herbs in. They were all laser etched on the tops of what the herbs were. She bought like an entire set.
Oh wow.
Then I was telling Anthony, and Anthony did too.
Which one?
The Salem shop.
Oh yeah, so they're coming
they're
to
going to
Newt's,
Newt's also.
and so I think you guys, the vendors and the speakers, vendors are full. I think speakers.
Speakers are full.
I think speakers. I wish we could get a bigger. The venue main just doesn't accommodate anymore. It's almost like we need to get the one across the street because there's people still applying. So now you just have to get your tickets because I'm telling you, Tide next year will sell out, but this one is gonna. It's going to be full. And that's just not a marketing ploy. It's not. It's going to be full. And you're going to want to go ahead and get your hotel rooms too. So it's just going to be fun. And if you're from Dallas, I'm telling you, you're going to want to go. It's going to be fun. There will be, 50 vendors there? 45,
I think
50?
that's right. Yeah, 45, 50
a lot.
vendors or so. Yeah.
And about the same structure on the speakers. About, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be really good. And
another disco.
Another disco and another. Are we having this? Oh, and we will have. Let me mention one thing for that one, and then we're going to get started on our show. We will have the co-create. It's not going to be called ProDev any day, and I'm going to make a special announcement right now. You ready? Nobody knows this, but Carrie Paris and a few other, Jamie Alford and us, and I think Sasha Graham. We are going to, you know how there was a thing called ProDev Day and it was on Monday? We are, and anybody who's made flights, we will help you, okay? So don't get upset. This is a good thing. We have decided, Carrie Paris came up with the idea that we have the Co-Creators Day is what it's now going to be called. And it's going to be on Thursday from like maybe 1 to whatever or 2 to like 8 so that people can fly into town, not have to come in on Wednesday. You know you're going to have to fly in to town on Thursday anyway to be there for Friday, right? Mm-hmm. So that makes sense, doesn't it?
Early flight.
So you come in, And then you can go, and what it is, really briefly, is you are going to create a kit that is then going to be, it's on Shadow and Light. Carrie was writing it on the way home. And it's going to be on Shadow and Light. And everybody will have, and I'm going to for sure take the class. It's Carrie Paris, Jamie Sawyer, Erica Robinson, and Chris Ann Donnelly running it. And all you guys are going to sign up because you're going to want to, because then it's going to be crowdfunded and you have to do your job. But if you do, you'll probably recoup your money.
Oh, it's
and
cheap
more
too.
than recoup. And we're coming up with the price, but
We already got it.
we got it. What is it?
$177.
It's $177.
Yeah, it's more than
And
reasonable
so,
for that.
but we are-
That's a $177 investment into being a part of a creator of a product that will be sold to people
And Carrie Pierce
with your
will
name
be
on
in
it,
charge of that.
and you're going to recoup royalties off of it.
And you'll be signing a contract on it to do your part. That contract will be written by me, so it will be airtight, right? And so, I have Ben and Bell look over it too. Hopefully, she'll help me. And so, and she's one of our keynote speakers, Ben and Bell.
She'll be there
and
too.
so, but guess what? Y'all are the first to hear it. It's going to be on Thursday.
Yep.
That is a change, and we just did it, and we can. So, bam, there it is. And I think that was a brilliant idea, don't you guys? By Carrie Paris. That way you don't have to stay on Monday. You're
Go home Sunday night.
or you can go home Sunday night. You're done, and you're getting in on Thursday anyway. So it's perfect. All right, let's get going our show tonight. I'm so excited about the thing that y'all are going to be blown away by what Carrie and Erica and company have come up with for that. I am going to be taking that. I'm so excited. Okay, so tonight we are doing, basically, for some of you saw the post, for tonight's show, we're doing what's your crystal personality? So all crystals have personalities. They're beings, just like everything has energy, right? We're all beings. So crystals have beings too, and they have internal structures that give them different personalities. So there's like 8 structures that they have, and I'm not going to get all technical with y'all tonight because we don't need to do that. That's a class, right? So we're going to take somebody, and I'm just going to have Roger just say 1, 2, 1. I'm going to, don't look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just give me like a number between 1 and 7, Roger.
4.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's Mary Gates. So we're going to do Mary Gates first, and I'm going to ask Mary. It's going to be a little delayed, but I'm going to just ask, and I think I probably know what Mary's is, but I'm going to ask Mary a few questions. And Roger, if you would look on the,
Okay.
and Mary Gates is on, I believe, right?
She is.
Okay, so whoever we do is going to need to be live. And I'm going to ask Mary to answer a few questions, just a few questions, okay? So Mary, if you can just get ready for these questions. I just want to know, Mary, in general, do you feel like you, and I need just a yes or a no, okay? Do you feel like you are organized or not organized is number 1, okay? And do you feel like you like change? Do you handle change well, or do you not handle change well? This is the second question, okay? Do you feel like you, on the third question I'm going to ask you is, do you tend to, like make decisions quickly, or are you indecisive? Are you very decisive, or you tend to be more indecisive and kind of waffle and need to get a lot of help from other people to make decisions? Okay, so let's just go with those 3 questions to keep it simple. I'm going to wait for those answers. And while we're waiting, I'll just tell you guys that with these things, with your personalities, if you think about oils, essential oils. So with essential oils, a lot of times they'll say the ones that you're drawn to, the ones that you're repelled by, are oftentimes the oils that you need. For instance, I don't like the smell of vetiver. It smells to me like dirty socks and icky smelling old tobacco, like cigarettes, and it smells like dirt to me. But I need it oftentimes. It's what I kind of need to help me maybe go to sleep or to help a headache, things like that. So oftentimes with essential oils, the ones you are repelled by are the ones that you need. Crystals, on the other hand, are oftentimes the ones you're drawn to, maybe are the ones you need. So I've always wanted to do a study on that. So I think it goes both ways with crystals. The ones you are drawn to, you may need, and they may fit your personality. That may be your internal structure, and you may need them. So I'll give you an example. I'm not very organized. I mean, everybody here would agree with that, I'm sure, right? Who knows me? I'll just admit it, I'm not. I have a lot of ideas. They're all over the place, and my doctor says I'm the most ADHD person that they have in their whole practice, right? But I have a lot of ideas, but somehow I managed to become a lawyer by 24. So how do you do that? But I'm very not organized. So a cubic structure is very organized. That personality would be, I always like to have fluorite around me. I had a pyrite ring on today that Ethany ended up purchasing, okay, and getting. So that ring she was drawn to that ring. That helps you be, so I was drawn to it, but it also is what I needed, okay? So I wasn't repelled by it. Do y'all get it? So it's kind of both. I'm probably tend to be more, I'm not amorphous. I'm not totally I'm not comfortable with being just totally out there and having no structure, but I'm going to be somewhere not all the way organized either. So y'all get what I mean? Okay. So did she answer?
Yes, not organized, no change, and indecisive.
Okay, so I'm going to say that I'm going to put you, and what sign is Mary? I should have asked that too. Mary, what's your sun's sign? I know it. She's a Leo, okay? So Mary's a Leo, which is a fixed personality. Okay, so I'm thinking, and she's easygoing. I am a good friend. I'm thinking, probably, Mary, that you're somewhere probably a trigonal, or, and y'all don't need to know what it's called right now. We're not going to go into that deep detail, but so Mary's a Leo. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go to a trigonal right now for Mary. All right. So now, if you want to look on your, Roger, I didn't give you these sheets, but Mary, so I'm thinking, so what you do then is, Mary, what we're going to do is I'm going to go with what crystal you are, what your personality is first, okay? So what I just said. So I'm not cubic, but I'm going to go with what you are, okay? So you are a fixed personality, because Leo is fixed, okay? And what that is, you guys, Roger, you want to tell them a little bit about the fixed personalities?
Sure.
Okay, the doers.
Right. You didn't put them on there.
Okay, well, I'll tell them about them. Okay, so fixed personalities, just so y'all know, it's very interesting. So fixed personalities are, they're the
hands-on doer type people, right?
Yeah, they're the people who, you can count on them. They're reliable. They're going to do things. They're going to see things through. So they're, Scorpios are those. Taurus, Leos, Scorpios, Aquarius. You can count them. They're going to do things. They're going to see that it gets done, right? So I'm trying to find my list. So talk for a second, and I will find the. What did I just say? She was trigonal?
She is trigonal.
Okay.
Yes, trigonal.
Okay, so I'm going to give you, I found it. I was like, where the hell? Okay, so Mary, the one that I am going to tell you, and Roger, I'm going to have you find this one. Mary, you know amethyst, right? So, Roger,
Yes.
and we don't need to show Mary an amethyst, and you could also, Mary, you could do ametrine, all right, if you wanted to. That would be something that's right in, and ametrine seems a good fit for you too. You know about it. So a quartz is an amethyst, right? An amethyst is a quartz. So I'm going to tell you that would be something that would be right in your alley. I mean, it'd be, you're comfortable with an amethyst. All right. So she said she doesn't like change?
Does not.
Okay.
Nope, does not like change.
Now, if we went, let's say that we needed you to be a little more, like, it was time, you needed to make some, like, change was coming in your life, whether you liked it or not. Okay, you were going to have to move somewhere. Some things came in your life where you needed to make some changes, right? So we need to go to something else. So we needed a crystal. So that your crystal personality is like trigonal or something like that. But you needed to just be more loose. All right, let's just like, okay, I don't care. I'll just go move. I'll do whatever. So then you would go, okay, I don't care what we do. I'm just going to be easygoing. I'm going to do whatever. Then we could go all the way to like amorphous crystal. So that's something with no structure at all. Okay, so Leslie, you know Leslie, I'm a Soultopian bracelets. Did any of y'all meet her at Tide? Matt, did you meet Leslie? So yeah, you met her. So Leslie is amorphous. She has taken this quiz that we have 2-3 times in my crystal classes, and she is amorphous. She tests amorphous every time. So that is like no structure. These are crystals like, they're not actually technically crystals because they don't have an internal structure. So they're like obsidian, they're like amber, opal, pearls. So you could, if you had to make a change and you didn't feel comfortable with it, Mary, you could get one of those type crystals. We're going to call them crystals. So you could pick up an amber or what, any of these that you liked, an amber, obsidian, name some more that are
It's in the all the Libyan desert glass.
yes, moldavite.
Moldavites, tektites, and all those are in there too.
And so it's gonna, and then all of a sudden you could work with that, and it might feel a little uncomfortable to you because you're like, whoa, I'm not sure I like this, but it would help you be more willing to bring about that change in your life. Okay. So y'all understanding that? Playing along?
That could also be why sometimes people pick up, say, an obsidian or moldavite, and they're, oof, this just makes me feel a little off, because that's one of those things they need in their life, and they're picking it up, using it all of a sudden, and it makes them feel a little bit off or different because it actually is hitting them where that spots are, of the change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and it's a lot of people are drawn to crystals just because, it's pretty, and that's totally fine. But it's also interesting that I am drawn to, I love fluorite. I love it. And I love pyrite. And those are both qubit structures that help me, they help bring order out of chaos. They bring order to you. Oh, by the way, Mary, another one that is amorphous is shungite. So shungite would be good for you too. Okay, it's amorphous also, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do somebody else. So she was number 4. So pick another number between.
1.
Okay, so number 1 is Cara Duffy on? They've got to be on.
I don't remember. Well, she could be on and just didn't say anything.
Okay, ask her to speak up if she's
on?
on. I'm going to just do a couple. And y'all can all, we are coming out with a deck. I'm not sure when it's going to come out, but it's going to come out. And it will have all of this in there. And you can either use all of this or not. It will also have be with your sign.
Yep.
And Mary is aware of this because she took this test before. And it can get more specific. We just don't have time to go into it tonight. It also will have the element and the chakra, and beautiful pictures by Roger. So we're real excited about it. I think it's one of the best, most interesting. It'll be an oracle deck, not a tarot deck. So.
I don't know. I don't think she's on. So go
Okay.
to number 7.
Okay. Is Georgina on?
Yes. Well, I saw her on earlier. She said something. So I'm assuming, Georgina, are you still on? If not, I'm going to go to tell you who is or who said they were.
And while he's doing that, I'll tell you guys, there are over 4,000 minerals. Did y'all know that? Over 4,000 minerals. So they combine to make up all these different crystals. So if you really want to learn, I love crystals. So I'll be starting up. We have a recording of my Crystal 1 class, and they were talking about it this weekend. To get certified in that class, we were talking. It's not easy. I mean, the test is very difficult, and
Georgina's on.
Georgina's on. So it is online, but I will be starting my Crystal 2 class again. I don't know when because I need a break, but I needed to do Crystal 2 in person, and we will be doing that, and then we'll starting at Crystal 1 again, the certification class. But in Crystal 1, you learn 100 crystals. You learn to identify 100 crystals. And I had Carla Nichols with me this weekend, and we walked by a table to one of the vendors that had some beautiful crystals. They had beautiful malachite at great prices, and she was just identifying crystals, and she took it. She was certified, I don't know, probably like 4 years ago. She was doing great. All right, Georgina, I need to know what your sign is, and I need you to answer the questions that I asked before. I believe those questions were,
Organized.
are you organized or are you not organized? And I know there's some levels in between, and we do a scale typically, but just kind of yes or no. And then, what was the second one?
Do you like changes? And
Do
the
you like
third
change
one,
or not change? And the third one would be
making choices?
Do you like choices? Are you decisive? Or are you lean to more indecisive and need to kind of get help from friends?
Kimberly Reagan, watching from Australia.
Oh, awesome! We were with Ethany Dawn and her sister Jamie today, who are originally from Australia, living in Canada now, right?
For a little while,
For a little while.
till I can get them to move to Dallas.
We were trying.
They said no.
They were like not having it. So,
Okay, so
Got 'em?
Aquarius. She's answering them.
Okay.
But here's what you got so far. She's Aquarius,
okay, so she's fixed also.
so fixed. And she is mostly organized. I could see that from her, for
Okay.
sure. And does not like changes.
Okay.
Prefer not to change. And what about choices? Let's see. She's still answering. Indecisive.
Okay. The indecisive kind of throws a little hiccup in that because
That was a shocker. I would have thought she wasn't indecisive.
because I would have thought I would have put her I would have leaned toward the cubic at first. Does she seem cubic did she say organized, Roger?
Yes, she is organized.
And the
yes.
second one was what?
Mostly organized and no change.
Mostly organized.
Yeah,
Okay.
mostly organized, no change.
Oh, okay.
And indecisive, but likes adventure.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just for the fun of it. Okay, we're not gonna do trigonal again, right? Let's do something different. Okay. So, but yet, what is she? But she's fixed. Okay. So we're gonna do. I'm gonna put you with hexagonal. Okay. So you might be trigonal, just so you know, but we're gonna go with hexagonal with you. Okay. So, And you actually might be exactly what I just said with Mary. And just so you know, you guys, we put, how many did we do? I think 8 crystals on each
Yeah.
of these. We ended
In the
up with
card deck.
8. And if y'all want to, inbox us later to get those, you can. I just don't have them all listed out, and I don't want to flip through all these and take the time on the show. We won't, But, so we're going to go, what did I say? Hexagonal.
Hexagonal, yes.
So, Roger, I need you to probably, because I got a lot of amorphous right in the front. So maybe they're in that order. No, they're not. They just happen to go. All right, so we're going with hexagonal, and usually they can come straight to my mind, but for some reason they're just not.
Well, hexagonal would be like ruby,
Yeah, ruby and
aquamarine, barrels.
Thank you. So let's like ruby, aquamarine. Thank you for saying that. And another one. So, name some more.
Let's see. You have that's cubic. Sapphires. You need the beryl family, which is the aquamarines, the sapphires, topaz, the rubies. I think what's the one? The green, red, Alexandrite, I think falls in there too.
Yeah, and by the way, back to Mary, anything in the quartz, you took my crystal 1 class, anything in the quartz family, so you're talking tiger's eye, green aventurine, all those would be fit that. But so.
Sapphire, Wes said.
Yeah, thank you, Wes. So then if you went so that would fit your personality. But if you wanted to go with something like let's say again, to help you, which was the one she said she was not?
Making choices, she's a little indecisive.
So to help you be, then you might want to get go with a cubic, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So
Pyrite.
what I was talking about earlier. So then you would do the pyrite, you would do the fluorite.
Fluorite.
And those are probably 2 of the most common. Lapis. I don't have I should have, I'm sorry. And I printed out something that is very hard to go through. So Roger, tell her, let me tell you why with cubic I like fluorite so much. Because it helps you make decisions. It helps you, and pyrite helps you manifest things. So if you're having trouble making a decision, and it's going to just help you do that, and it's just going to help you it also helps you with business to bring in business. Okay, so it really helps with that. So that's a really good example of something that I would use if you're being indecisive, to flip flop it and to bring in something else.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So and if Wes has a list there, or if he's just pulling that out, if he knows of another cubic one, that would be great. Roger, do you?
Where I was running through them. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
we had these. We've worked on these. We have spreadsheets. We have so many
Yeah.
things, and then I'm like, brain's going dead. So give me just a second.
Well, you also have, I was going to say, is the other silver one, which is the, not pyrolusite, that's a different one.
Okay, I'm gonna look them up. So you keep talking, because
Emerald, there you go, Wes.
there you go, all the barrels.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you.
yeah.
All right, crystal systems. And if y'all want to look these up, they're called crystal systems, is what they're called. They're not really called internal structures. That's not actually the proper term, but a lot of people will call them that. And we call them crystal personalities, but they're called crystal systems. And you can look what they are, and crystal systems, and get the list.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So you want to? I just got off the
Calcite.
list. Yeah. All right.
Those are cubics.
And they will say that there are only 7 because they don't count the amorphous, because amorphous isn't a structure. It's think of a blob. It's a blob. It has no structure to it. We count it because I want to count the blob, because there are people who just completely, as Leslie tests, although I think she can be quite orderly and she's very helpful, but she then can just be all over the place. So she's very good at just letting things go and just saying, just letting it go, and she'll make a decision and she's fine with it and move on. Okay, so, all right. Who else is on there? I'm gonna see if they want a reading. Or it's not really a reading, but so I don't have to go back and look at this. Is Carla on?
I did not see Carla. Carla, are you on there? Who else have responded to the post today that's still on listening? How about that? Nikki's on there. Nikki Perry.
I don't think she responded. Did you?
She just responded.
She did respond.
She's listening, so she put all the answers right here on it. Kathy's on there too.
Okay.
So at the bottom line here is, for Georgina, she probably needs to carry one of these crystals with her to help with the
One of the ones
decisives,
we just
the cubic
named.
ones, which would help her with making decisions a little bit faster instead of being as indecisive.
And why? And what I think is, why would you carry what your personality is? Well, just because you want to reinforce who you are and be proud of that. So, and you're going to be drawn to those crystals that are in. So, Mary, you're going to be drawn to all the quartz family. You're going to be drawn to those. Probably. Am I right, Mary? Are you drawn to the quartz family, the ametrine, the amethyst, the tiger's eye? A lot of people don't know that that's in the quartz family. The green aventurine. You can answer and tell us if you're drawn to, and there's a lot more. Are you drawn to the quartz family, just naturally drawn to those?
Yeah.
And a lot of times you may be drawn to some that are in the ones that are opposite, but those are usually the ones you need. And I didn't really like fluorite until I learned how much it was going to help me, right?
Yeah.
But I'm very drawn to shungite. I have always liked shungite, and it is my personality. I mean, I'm not amorphous, but I'm very close to it. I'm the one like right above amorphous. Yeah. Okay, all right. So, are we ready?
Okay. So with Nikki, are you ready?
I'm close. I'm trying to find my list of, when you want something like, and I'm sorry, you guys.
Would you like for me to look that up while
Yeah,
you're doing this?
I would.
Because
Yeah, I would. I know I'm failing miserably. Nothing.
Yeah.
No there.
we're
right.
fine.
Okay.
All right. So Nikki says, yes, she is organized.
I believe that.
Yes, she likes changes. And she's very decisive. And she is also an Aries.
Ask Nikki, when she took this test, does she remember what she got?
Well, you just asked her, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Nikki, do you remember what she got? They beta tested this. Is that what you call it? No.
Mm-hmm.
She's Aries.
She's Aries. So what did you come?
Cardinal.
Cardinal? Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's going to be right here.
It was a very complicated deck to write, but it's very fun to use. You don't have to know all this when you use the deck. We've done all the work for you, so it's very easy and fun. But it was we were very late on our deadline because I toiled over it for so long. It was just like a puzzle. But she's going to be either orthorhombic, if you go by that, monoclinic or triclinic if you want to. But what was the last one that she likes change?
Oh, that she's No, the last one's about making choices, and she makes
So
choices.
you are one that's a little, Nikki. It's almost like you are cubic, but yet you're. This is where we go with what Monty and Amy teach us, where you look at all three of your signs. You look at all your signs. So if you looked at your chart, you might want to look at your chart and see that your chart, your astrology chart or your birth natal chart might be that you are is as opposed to just your sun sign. And this is something very important to tell everybody. Get the book Mindful Astrology by Amy Zerner and Monty Farber. And I mean this. It talks about how you use all three. And if you take their class that they taught through Soultopia, if you look at all your chart, it might be that you aren't a cardinal. You're not all cardinal. You might be more, more fixed, which would be more of a cubic personality for all your chart. Does that make sense to y'all? Or am I making sense to y'all? Let me put it that way. But we're going to go by, let's just say, does she remember what she got when she took the test? So it's very important because we're not limited just to our sun sign. You can look at your sun, your moon, and your rising, but I think it's really good to look at your whole, how many, what are you composed of? Mainly, if you're mainly, cardinal, then to me, I wouldn't be surprised, Nikki, if you're more fixed. When you look at all your signs.
So I got you. All right. So which one are you putting her in? Rhombic, orthorhombic, monoclinic, or triclinic?
Honestly, I'm gonna let you do it because I'm having a coughing fit.
Okay.
But I think she's cubic.
You think it's cubic? Mm-hmm. All right. So cubic, you have garnets. So you have cubic, you have garnets, and all the different types of garnets too, right? You also have, and some of these are, like cubic zirconian, right, is on here. Fluorites, all your different types of rainbow fluorites and whatnot. Galenium, that's another good one. That's the one I was trying to think of a second ago. Galaxite, garnet gold, garcerite, grossular garnet, which is the green garnets. There's also is lapis lazuli, lazurite, magnetite, which are the like hematites. Okay, you have kind of skipping through some of these because this one has a lot of stuff on here you don't see around. So pyrite, obviously, we talked about that being pyrite. Silver, sodalite, sphaculite. I think I got that one right.
We always have trouble saying.
Spinel is another one. Very.
So let's go with and we did. The interesting thing about the deck is we got a lot of those crystals, and people don't ever sell them, and they're not even expensive. I mean, they're like crystals we should be working with, you guys. They're really good crystals. So we have them at Soultopia now, right?
You're right.
Yeah, we have them, and they're in the warehouse, you guys. So they're not all out on the floor, and people don't even know to ask for them because they've never really heard of them because people don't really promote them. And a lot of them aren't like the shiny ones, but they're ones that people should be working with.
Is that why they're not popular? Is because they're not shiny or
Yep.
something like
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
they don't have a spark.
They
No
don't,
sparks.
they may just be kind of like a brown rock.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you're saying they work just as well as anything else, as long as it's the whatever you need.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's really kind of important. It's something we discovered, and it was like it may be that some of them are really rare, and like wolfenite and some of those creedite.
You can get them. It's just they cost more because they're rare, not as abundant.
But Judy Hall would put the most, and bless her, she's passed, but would put some, and she wrote, I don't know how many puts. People will come in and ask for those crystals that she wrote in her books, and they're outrageously expensive. And then as we did our research on this, we found all these crystals that aren't in books. People don't promote them, and they weren't even expensive. And it's just because, they maybe just don't have that appeal, and so we do have them, and we will start really, hopefully, kind of changing the industry in the sense of things that really people might want to work with. I'm not going to say should.
It might not be the prettiest crystal, but it's the one that has the right energy for you to make you, maybe better performer or better organized or
if you are already
like making
organized.
decisions.
Yeah.
Or
So are
help-
those the ones that
it helps work with you?
I'm sorry for talking over. Are those the ones that she already is? Is that already her personality?
That's the cubic ones.
Okay, so let's go to Roger. Let's go to. So I'm gonna try for. We're talking about Nikki now. Let's now go to. What sign did I say she was?
Nikki. Oh wait. What was this?
She's Aries, right? She's Cardinal.
Virgo, Moon, Leo. Let's see. Crap. Where was it, Nikki?
Yeah, she was Aries, right?
I think that's right.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
right.
she's Cardinal. So we're gonna go to.
Yeah, Aries.
We're gonna look up triclinic for her. Okay. Look up triclinic.
Okay.
And these are the ones that maybe she would need to help her,
Okay.
which is kind of the opposite because these are actually the cardinal ones. Okay, so look up triclinic.
So
Some
you
of the
have
triclinic crystals.
Amazonite. You have Bustamite. Rapper's name. Bustamite.
Shugilite and bustinite.
Yep.
I'm not saying shugilite. I just
Kyanite, Labradorite, Rainbow Moonstone also.
feldspars.
Yep, those are all feldspars. That's right. Petersite. And I'm just actually listing the ones that we actually have or here. Rhodonite, Sunstone, Talc. We don't have that, but it's just baby powder.
That's the one on the
turquoise.
most scale, which is the scratchability. They call it hardness, but really it's the most. Talc is 1, your lowest, and diamond is the 10. Just so y'all know.
And
Nikki knows that.
Ulexite.
Do we have that?
I think I have a little bit.
Okay.
In my
So,
office.
Nikki, those would be maybe ones that would be something that, and I know you know a lot of those. So, a lot of those are feldspars, the sunstone, the rainbow moonstone, the labradorite. A lot of those would be ones that you could maybe work with to be kind of the opposite of what your personality might be. So if you wanted to maybe be a little more, I'm not saying you want to be indecisive, but maybe you just want to just take a break from that for a little while. I don't know how you put it, but and just say, I just don't want to. I don't want to be the one who always has to be the responsible one or something like that. I just want to be in my magic for a while. I just want to
cruise
labradorite.
through-
I just
just
want to
cruise
be in
through
my
life for a little
magic,
bit.
and I just don't want to have to be the responsible one for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Then you could use some of those crystals. So y'all see what I'm saying? So you can just take it to be in your personality, or you can say, this will help me with an issue where whatever is the flip side of that. And I know y'all are getting what I'm saying. All right. So I want to do, Matt, can we do yours?
Sure.
Okay. I would
Yeah,
like
sure.
to do that. All right.
Oh, Lord.
So
Volunteer.
let's do it. I know his sign, but and I do
Capricorn.
want to emphasize that I think it's really important to do your 3 signs, but we don't have time, or what your whole chart is. Okay.
So
All right.
you're
Let's go.
Capricorn. Are you organized?
I would say no.
Just a lie.
generally.
I watch you in here. You're not
Well,
organized.
go by
I-
what
I
he
think-
goes by what he says.
Well,
All right.
I think generally, in certain things, yes. But if I were to answer that as a whole, I would probably say not very. If you were to look at my house,
All right. What about changes? Do you like changes?
not generally, no.
No. No to changes. All right. And what about making decisions?
I would say I can be decisive.
Okay. So
Or like,
yes.
and what is the when it comes to that? Is it like, do I think about them a lot, or do I like commit to my decisions a lot, or is there a little bit of
Kind of both.
okay?
Yeah. And I will tell you guys, we called like 20 questions, and we culled it down in the deck to like 10, and we culled it down those questions to 3 tonight, just for time, just so you know. Okay. So, but as far as your question, just like, yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Because I would say I'm probably take a long time to make a decision, but I stick to it. So I would call
That's
that
very
to be decisive.
cardinal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more fixed, actually, but okay. Okay, so tell me again what he just said.
All right, so he's Capricorn, which is going to put him in Cardinal.
Mm-hmm.
Not organized, no to changes, and yes, makes decisions. But I see him in here, so I think
No, we're gonna go by what he
occasionally he
says.
does a little organization. So I think it almost puts you into the triclinic side of things, because it's the triclinic is like sometimes up, sometimes down type things, and the question side. So I think it would fall into the triclinics.
I think I'm very organized when it comes to work stuff,
Yeah, yes.
but not necessarily other stuff. I try very hard to be, but I don't always get.
And that may just be a time management issue.
Could be. No,
Could be,
very well
right?
could
Okay.
be.
So
I'm
let's.
very much a procrastinator,
Okay. Well, okay.
which to me is not organized.
And that is part of the questions too.
Yes.
So, but as you get deeper into it. Okay. So, and again, you guys, we're doing it. This might change when you do the full thing. Okay. So triclinic.
I would say.
So let's go with let's say his personality. His crystal personality is triclinic. Give him some of the crystals that would be
Okay,
triclinic.
so with triclinic, it's kind of the same ones there, which was the Amazonite.
So Amazonite is a
Amazonite,
really
yeah.
pretty blue stone. It's a stone of structure. If you think of like the Amazon, not really the Amazon River, but more like that. Think of the Amazon women. It's not a feminine stone. It's like a strong stone. Okay. It also helps with writing, with creative endeavors, things like that.
Yep.
Okay.
You also have kyanite, labradorite.
Okay. Again, the magic,
Yep.
the
Yeah.
manifesting.
Rhodonite.
Okay, so rhodonite helps with the dark night of the soul. It's for healing wounds of the heart.
Sunstone. Turquoise.
So sunstone's like happiness. It has like a bit of a glitter to it. It's a stone of happiness, and it's actually a stone of like the sun versus like moonstone, which would be the stone of the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what stone would help Matt? Let's say he has a change coming up. And so what stone would you recommend to him, to knowing that this is where he falls in and he's needing a little help making these changes coming up?
So let's go with one we haven't done yet. So let's go to the let's go to a mutable, but we haven't done a tetragonal yet, have we?
No.
So let's go to the tetragonals, which is a mutable crystal, and let's give him one from there.
All right.
We've done the amorphous, right? And we've done the, I'm sorry, you guys. It's just, but yeah, we're going to go to.
All right. So tetragonal crystals would be like apopholites. It would be chiolites, endocrays,
And there's some different ones on here.
powlite,
What is it? Oh, powlite.
pyrolusite.
Okay, so pyrolusite almost looks like pyrite, you guys. So Roger, remember you searched all over.
Yeah.
I told Roger he had to go find these. I believe these were some of the hardest ones to find, right?
They were, yeah, pyrolusite, and because I was like, couldn't find it. Then my guys that I always get stuff from had a whole bunch of it.
Yeah, because it's common again, but crystal stores don't sell it, right? Okay,
Because it's brown and it looks like it has like looks like a fan almost out of black. Looks like it's stamped on the brown.
Oh, wow.
So it's not like it sparkles or anything really.
in fact,
sounds cool, though.
we're doing tetragonal, right? Is that what
Yes,
we're doing?
tetragonal.
Yeah, they were the hardest ones to find,
Yeah.
and they
also
help
have
you with
Scheelite, which we have.
yeah. So they will help you with all those things. it's really interesting. I think one of the most interesting things we learned from doing it were all the crystals that are out there that people didn't carry in the stores, and how affordable they were. Pyrolusite and is like for you guys. A lot of you guys have heard of like peacock ore. You want to talk about that? Bornite.
Bornite. Yeah.
A lot of them are very, very close. People will
So some of them they'll dip in acid
Dip in
to make
acid.
the colors come out more versus just a natural color of it.
and so we would rather just
Like
have the natural color of it.
chalcopyrites.
But people will just chalcopyrites, and so we now got chalcopyrites, and you would rather have that. But yet people want that really beautiful stuff, and they're drawn to that.
Yes.
But wouldn't it be better to just get the natural
That's right.
things,
Yeah.
right? So it's really, really interesting. And I know we've kind of thrown a lot at you guys, but isn't it interesting how it ties into your personality? And it doesn't mean you shouldn't get the ones that you're drawn to, even if it's totally not any of the ones that are on the list. But it's interesting because a lot of people love labradorite, the feldspars, and I think that was one of the ones that we said Matt could
Yeah.
get to. Was it
Yeah.
opposite for him?
That's actually the one for him.
So
Yeah.
a lot of people love the feldspars. They love labradorite. The sunstone is just. It's happy.
Yeah.
and
Happy and sparkly.
moonstone, is that on that list?
Well,
That's
the
on a
rainbow
different-
moonstone because
Rainbow moonstone, yeah.
that is a feldspar like
Right.
labradorite.
And so those are really, really popular, like stones, and they're really beautiful. And they sell really, really well. But I think it's really important and to get the ones that are going to help you maybe that and that maybe you wouldn't be drawn to. At least try one, and that if you're not and I found sometimes I really want to do like a trial test, like have some people come in and say, which crystal are you drawn to, and then see if it's the ones that are their personality or not. And really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'd really love to. I think it'd be a great, science experiment for
yeah.
somebody to do. They'd probably win the science fair, if they did it. Remember when Lizzie
really
did?
interesting.
What did Lizzie do when she won?
Oh, she did the crystals for helping. Wasn't it helping schoolwork and how it works?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think
She-
she did
she
like a little
won.
group of crystals that helps for study and focus for school and how it works.
Oh, that's cool. And so, she did a test to see if
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
actually benefited the.
Yep.
Oh, that's neat.
How much of that did you do? Or Lizzie's.
I did
She
not.
don't run the world, so seriously.
I did not.
So she
did it all on her own.
I remember that. I was like, "Did you do that?" She's like, "No." He was like, "No, she did it." So, if you want more information on your crystals, I do crystal readings, and when I'm not like trying to hurry, we can really show you the crystals. We'll have a list. You can book, and Roger does too. Obviously, you can book a session for that with us and a reading. And some of our other people who are trained for crystals and have been through our crystal classes probably will start doing that at Soultopia too. And then when the card deck comes out, of course, you all can just get the card deck and do it yourself. And if you want to use it for that in that way, you can. Otherwise, you can just draw a card and look at the crystal and go, "Oh, this crystal's, it'll have the words on it for, what the crystal's good for," just like all the crystal oracles do, But we want it to be a little different and something that could really help you for your personality and what, your sign is, and just add in some different elements to it. So it can get a little complicated, but when the deck comes out with the guidebook, it won't be complicated at all.
Right.
At all. So, yeah. Was this fun?
That was fun.
Thank
Yeah.
you thank you, Wes, for having our back, and thank you, actually, Wes, Mary, everybody that's on, and all of you guys
From all over the world tonight.
and also, from Australia, and all the people who came to Tide, to our first ever Tide event. I want to thank you guys who came and supported us, because I'm going to say next year, I bet they're not going to be able to get it. Y'all will be able to get a ticket because we'll hold one for y'all. But I mean, next year the tickets are going to go, aren't they? Because it was a great event. So we want to thank our regular listeners, the people who are always supporting Soultopia. You were the first to hear our big announcement for Newts for tonight. We are over time, so as always, we want to thank our friend and producer Matt Stoker, and for all his help this weekend. He's really, really great. If y'all, Mary was in his podcast class. If y'all want to do a podcast, you really should get with him, and at least, schedule consultation with him. Clearly, I need to. So, clearly, I need some help. So anyway, I want to tell you guys that my book, Spirits Unveiled, is coming. I got a message yesterday that the books are about to be here from Llewellyn, and I will be having training with Hannah and Matt any day, because I'm going to be a guest on a whole lot of podcasts, so I clearly need their help. And I just want to thank all of you guys for joining us. As always, spread the word about Soultopia and SoulWhat. And we just appreciate you, and we hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Good night, guys.
Thanks for listening to SoulWhat, a Soultopia production. If you're intrigued, searching, or looking to schedule a reading of your very own, visit us in sunny Dallas, Texas, or visit us online at facebook.com/Soultopia Holistic Boutique. And if you like what you heard, subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcasting platform to be the first to hear new episodes every Tuesday at 7:30 Central.